Presentation of dialogue on Idaho Public Television is made possible through the generous support of the Laura Moore Cunningham Foundation, committed to fulfilling the Moore family's legacy of building the great state of Idaho.
Coming up, here in the West, we're surrounded by so much natural beauty. But how often do we take the steps, literally, to get out and enjoy it? Well, to help motivate you, we've got some hiking and camping tips from outdoor writer Michael Lanza. That's Dialogue next. Stay tuned. Hello and welcome to Dialogue. I'm Marcia Franklin. The West has spectacular areas for hiking and camping. Getting out in those places, though, can sometimes seem daunting. What kind of gear should one buy, for instance, and what preparation is needed to be safe in the backcountry? Today on Dialogue, I continue my conversation with Boise-based outdoor writer Michael Lanza, focusing on some hiking and camping tips. Lanza, the former Northwest editor of Backpacker magazine, is the author of several hiking guidebooks. He also has a website called thebigoutside.com, where he writes about his adventures and shares advice. Lanza's also authored a book called Before They're Gone. It chronicled the experiences he and his family had hiking through 11 national parks threatened by climate change. In a previous dialogue, Lanza and I talked about those trips, and he recommended some beautiful hikes you can take in our region. You can watch that program by going to our streaming site, video.idahoptv.org. Now, in this episode of Dialogue, we delve into the types of gear you'll need, as well as some tips to stay safe. I think it can be overwhelming to people. You know, they want to do it. They've seen photos of people backpacking through beautiful areas, but it's like, how do you get started? Clearly, the most important thing is getting a good pair of boots, no matter what you do. For day hiking, or or backpacking. Start with that.
It's a great piece of advice, because really you can have cheap pack, all that other stuff. You'd be a little uncomfortable if your hiking shoes or boots don't fit you right. It's a trip ender. So really get some decent shoes. And if you're taking a short walk in the local hills, whatever, you can probably wear the sneakers that you go to the gym in, or that you play tennis in, or whatever. That's fine, but make sure they fit.
Yeah, I mean, I've been on the other end. I've without going into too many details, really roughed up my feet because I was carrying more weight than I anticipated I would. I had to carry a lot of water because of drought conditions, and that just hammered my feet big time. So
it's a really good point. If you're carrying a heavier pack, you need footwear that's designed for that, really. A little more heavy duty, a little more supportive.
Well, actually, my feet were kind of sliding back and forth. I had too much room. So get some boots at a place where you can return them if they don't work out. And
that helps a lot, yeah.
Practice before you go
to a
hike.
place where they know how to fit you, and they're going to measure your foot size, actually, and really correctly fit you to boots.
I think another thing that might inhibit folks, and again, speaking from my own standpoint, does me a little bit, it can be the cost, to buy a backpack, to buy a sleeping bag. I just went online and was looking at sleeping bags, and, it all really adds up.
It can, and at the same time, there are some brands, I was just out of college when I started hiking and working as a reporter, didn't have a lot of spare change, and I just got what I could put together. And here in Boise and elsewhere in Idaho, I know you can find gear consignment shops where you can pick up used stuff that's actually in good shape. There's a Cabela's locally and elsewhere, and
REI.
Yeah, REI. There are stores that'll have either less expensive new gear or sometimes used gear that they're occasionally putting on sale. Craigslist, places like that. There are places where you can find less expensive gear. I would say to people, get what you can and just get out there and do it. And eventually you'll accumulate, when you can afford it.
And sometimes you can even rent it.
You can rent it, yeah. If you're going to become a regular user, renting can be cost prohibitive,
right.
And it's worth
That's a good way to try out things.
But to try out things, sure.
I've actually found things I don't want renting, like,
renting.
The backpack hurts, I'm not going to get this one.
That's a good way to test it out. It really is.
Yeah. And the fit. Get somebody who can, because I know with backpacks, that's absolutely essential.
Yeah, especially
is
the bigger the
fit.
backpack and the more weight you're putting in it, you really want it to fit. And you know, a lot of companies make women-specific packs because women's torsos are different from men's, so they're fitted to be comfortable on women.
What do you think about this idea of sleeping in a hammock now instead of a sleeping bag?
You know, hammocks are popular with I guess a certain segment of the outdoor crowd. I personally never liked swinging when I'm trying to sleep. I like to kind of be stationary. But, you know, some people like the hammock thing, and you know, there are some hammocks that are made with netting, bug netting, and a little bit of a rain fly over the top of it too. I'm either a tent person, or if I know it's going to be dry and not buggy, I'll sleep outside the tent.
I've even seen now sleeping bags that are just like outfits that you can lie down in. So that basically it's like putting on a coat.
Yeah, I've tested out some of those, and I'm testing out another one now. They're designed to convert into basically like a long down jacket. So you can open up the foot box of the bag and roll it up and clip it so it's below your waist like a long jacket, and it's got arm ports that you can open up with Velcro usually, or a zipper, and wear it like a jacket with a hood, which is great. If you're
enough
backpacking,
padding for you?
Oh, it's plenty of insulation.
Okay.
It's very warm in camp, especially if you're camping in colder temperatures.
Interesting.
And you don't have to carry a down jacket.
And then you can just get up and walk around in it.
It's actually great. You know, when you have to first get out of your bag in the morning on a cold morning, that's the most difficult thing, right? Just like roll the bottom of it up, put your boots on, and step outside the tent.
One other thing I want to mention, and the internet has helped this situation, is that there are many groups out there, hiking groups, that you can join. I know that's been helpful for me because then you get the combined wisdom of everybody in the group.
Yeah.
Now, sometimes they can be a little bit challenging because the people have been hiking for a while and you're trying to keep up with them, but they are a reservoir of information and gear too that they can lend you.
My mom's an avid hiker. She lives back east. But she's not the sort of person who's confident either in her map skills or finding the way, so she's found a couple different local hiking groups, and she's gotten to know the people. She, you know, talked to them before the hikes to make sure that they were going to go at her pace and not leave her behind, and it's been fantastic for her. So she goes out for weekly hikes. She's actually 78 years old.
Great.
But it's good for a lot of people because not only will you be assured of not getting lost because you've got a group leader, but you can find a compatible group of people that you like, folks that you might not meet otherwise, who can teach you a lot of things and give you advice on the packs that they've used and liked, or the boots that they've used and liked.
You mentioned map reading. Is having some knowledge of map and compass still advisable if you're going to be out hiking, or can you just depend on, you know, a GPS if somebody has it in the group, or you can afford one, or downloading maps to your phone?
Well, no, I think you certainly, unless you've got someone with you who has those skills, if you're hiking independently, you want to understand how to read a map. Even if you're not using a compass, even to the point where you get to a junction and you can look at the map and look at the signs and figure out which way you need to go. You still have that basic sense of what direction you're facing and need to go next.
What do you think of these GPS devices, though? I mean, they seem to have revolutionized everything. You know, it's not just hiking or biking, and people have a comfort level with them.
I think technology is good. You know, that you can get apps to measure how far you're walking on your phone.
I even used one in the Sawtooth once. I was amazing.
Sure.
I was amazed that I still got the coverage back there.
Yeah, I have no objection to good technology, and in fact, I've been on more serious trips where you're on. You know, we've been on a glacier and a whiteout, and absolutely had very advanced type of stuff. No idea what direction we're facing. You know, a couple of times it was such a severe whiteout that I got disoriented and was standing still but fell over because there's no sense of where the ground is when you're on snow in a whiteout in the glacier. A GPS got us to where we needed to be. So that was kind of a critical piece of gear. It's not a critical piece of gear usually when you're hiking because usually you're in good
You're on
weather,
a trail
or
that's signed.
yeah, a trail that's well marked and has signs and
What
whatnot.
about carrying your phone? Do you think that that's a good idea now, so that you can dial 911 if you need to?
If I know I'm hiking in a place where I'll have phone service, which is not the case in many parts of Idaho, even on roads, right? But in the wilderness, it's not usually the case that you'll have phone service.
Although you can sometimes ping a 911 out of there.
Or be able to even send a text
Right.
with a very weak signal. You know, I mentioned in taping the previous show that I was in the Tetons just a week ago, and there are many spots in the Tetons actually where you can pick up a phone signal. And if you have an emergency, you'll want to have that phone. Don't count on it if you're in a place and know whether you'll have reception, because you may not.
Yeah, and you're not a purist. You don't think people should leave all their devices at
No,
home?
I've been doing this for 30 years, and I've actually had a few situations that were emergency situations. And if you have that happen one time, you will be thankful if you can communicate with the outside world.
I like a couple of the other tips that you mentioned in your guidebooks, which, by the way, we'll link to on our website. And that is prep your car, make sure that your car is in working order. Sometimes, and you read these articles about people that go out to have a family time in the backcountry, their car gets stuck, or they come back to their car and the car isn't working.
Right.
So it's critical, especially in this region with the changeable weather and the roads the way that they are, to take a good car and to make sure you've had it looked over, the tires, everything, before you go someplace.
Yeah, have a real spare in the car. You might need a shovel to shovel snow or sand.
Yeah, I've had that happen.
Yeah, absolutely. Good tires. Before I take a long trip, I actually take my car into the garage and make sure I've got an oil change. They're going to check all the fluids, etc. We have real wilderness in Idaho, and many of the roads to access those wilderness trailheads may be 20, 50, 40 miles long. Very remote, rugged, gravel roads. Many of them are passable to cars, but find out beforehand, because some of them are strictly high clearance four-wheel drive vehicle roads.
And another, just seems like a basic tip, but so important, tell somebody where you're going and when you expect to be out. I know I interviewed at this outdoor show Aaron, I'm trying to think of his last name. Unfortunately, he had to use a knife to free himself when he fell.
Famous story.
Yeah,
right.
and he said, I just should have told somebody where I was going.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something as simple. He carries a beacon now, is that what it's called? Emergency beacon?
Personal locator beacon.
Yeah, which is because he goes to such dangerous places.
Right.
But he didn't tell anybody where he's going.
Yeah, let people know, because the response time, I think he spent 2 or 3 days in a canyon trapped.
Is his last name.
Yeah. 2 or 3 days trapped in a canyon.
Yes, he did.
And nearly died. But even on, even something as, I once broke a bone in a foot. Coming down off a mountain climb in the Tetons. And had I, I had a friend with me, and we were able to get out on our own. But, even in a situation like that where you could probably call someone, even when you can make immediate contact, the response time is probably hours.
That's right.
If you're a day's walk from your car, or more than that, it's multiple days response time. That really can be the difference between survival and not surviving. I mean, letting people know where you're going, your exact route, and when you expect to be out is just a smart precaution.
Critical, can be a lifesaver.
Yeah.
And also think ahead of time, really be realistic about how long it's going to take you to do something. You have people, and I do this too, estimate about 2 miles per hour over the course of a hike, and then adding in another hour per 1,000 foot.
An hour per 1,000 feet of elevation gain or loss.
Because you can think, 8 miles, no problem, or 5 miles, no problem. Well, it depends on the 5 miles. 5 miles straight up.
And that 2 mile an hour pace is assuming a good trail, right? If it's a very rugged trail or not a trail, if you're hunting, and you're walking just cross country off trail, your pace might be a mile an hour or slower. So yeah, it's not necessarily going to be the same when you go into a place like the Sawtooths as hiking trails in the Boise foothills or trails near your home.
Right. No, absolutely. I went to Sawtooth Lake last year, and I thought, oh, just 5 miles up, 5 miles back, and then I decided to go to the end of the lake, which adds another 2 miles total. And by the time I was done, it was 13 miles, and I was limping out. I mean,
and a few thousand feet.
Yeah,
it's a rugged hike.
It was a little too much. Good lesson learned. I wasn't that far away. Also, to really think about your water needs. This is interesting to me. You really need, just not doing much of anything at all. You should be drinking 2 liters of water a day, which is 64 ounces. And you put yourself in higher elevation. And
the sun's much hotter at high elevation.
You need to plan to drink.
And you're exerting, and you're walking up hills, and your body's burning a lot of energy, and it's going through fluids very quickly. So I, like a lot of people, I'll have a bladder and a hose.
So you like having that hydration pack better than a bottle?
Usually, yeah, because I'll drink from it every 15 or 20 minutes out of habit. Because really, you go an hour without drinking and you're getting thirsty already. And by the time your body sends that thirst message, you're already down on water. That's another tip if you're hiking either with kids or a beginner hiker who's an adult, is remind them all the time, drink some more, drink some more.
You should be going to the bathroom, every 20 minutes once you're fully hydrated?
Well, it might be more if you're older, sure, but no, it might be a couple hours. But if you go some hours and you're not going to the bathroom, that's not a good sign.
Dehydrated, you can get a headache very easily at those elevations. I know I do. And then river crossings. People may not think about that before they leave, but
good point.
You can get to that young man that was in John Krakauer's book who went into Alaska. I mean, ultimately he ate something that made him really sick, it looks like, but he was also stymied by this huge river he couldn't cross to get to any kind of help.
Yeah, a very fast-moving river that was probably glaciated, and so it's full of silt. You can't see the bottom. But an even much more common scenario is you go to a place like the White Clouds or the Sawtooth and some creek that you could step across in late summer. In early summer, it's full of snow melt, and it's a lot higher and faster. In fact, just a year ago, about this time, it was the end of June, my son and I backpacked to Alice Lake in the Sawtooth. And there's a creek crossing in there. And it was frigidly cold. He stepped in and stepped back out and said, oh my gosh, that's really cold. But, then we did it together and made it across. But it was moving fast and it was pushy. And if that water is above your knees, it kind of changes the dynamic. It becomes much more challenging and you can feel it. One tip for people is have some change of footwear that you can put on, because you're probably going to have a rocky creek bottom. You don't really want to get your hiking boots wet, because then you can get blisters, be uncomfortable hiking all day in wet boots. Change it into some sandals or something.
And for me, I know, having gone through this experience, it's always closed-toe sandals for me, because I lost
your toes,
toenail in a river.
And that seal, so that the water won't pull that sandal off. I mean, flip-flops are
that's
really,
why I mentioned it, because some
city
people
sandals aren't what you want.
Exactly.
And another tip is that when you have to cross a creek and you decide that it's safe to cross, make sure it is. Don't be wedded to your itinerary such that you can't decide to turn around, because you might have to. And I've had to turn around when a creek crossing was just deemed unsafe. But if you make the crossing, use some sticks or poles to help you balance, and move at a slight upstream angle, because you'll find that by stepping into the force of the current, it's easier to balance than if you're walking either across it or slightly downstream. Slightly downstream, that downstream current is pushing your legs out forward from under you.
Do you always carry poles? I notice some of the pictures with your children, they each have a pole.
And they do,
I like to have a pole with me, at least one.
I always carry 2 poles. It really greatly relieves the pressure on your lower back and also on your joints of your legs and your leg muscles.
Do you carry an altimeter so you can tell if the pressure's dropping and a storm is coming in, or?
Not usually. When I'm climbing mountains or more technical stuff where you need an altimeter, I do.
The weather is so changeable.
Yeah, I've learned to look for clues in the sky.
Cirrus clouds.
Like cirrus clouds indicating 12 to 24 hours of weather change. When winds pick up very abruptly can indicate that there's a new weather system moving in or leaving.
What's the best thing to do in lightning? I know I interviewed Gretel Ehrlich recently, and she's been struck by lightning twice. It's unbelievable.
That's bad luck. Get to lower ground. Get away from tall trees. That'll be lightning rods. Spread out, because hopefully nobody gets hit, but if you're close together, you can have multiple people hit by a bolt of lightning. Certainly, you wouldn't want multiple people hit.
Does your pole help you at all if it has a rubber tip on it, or is that negligible?
I don't think it'll ground you. I don't think it's going to attract lightning because it's lower than you are.
If you're way up on top of a, mountain and you can't get to lower ground.
You've got to
stay away from trees.
Yeah, if you see weather coming in, be aware of it. Don't be heading for the summit if you see those black, storm clouds, or if you hear thunder. That's a bad sign. But if you're that high up, you can probably see that weather approaching.
Yeah.
Turn around and head down.
And I neglected, when we were talking about boots, to mention really important information. You say don't skimp on socks.
Yeah.
Socks are important.
Cotton socks.
Having some liners, and having you even carry change for each day, which was interesting.
Yeah, a change of socks. I like to have dry socks to put on. There's 3 things that give you blisters. It's friction, heat, and moisture. You have to have all 3 of those things. So you can eliminate at least one of them by having dry socks, by eliminating the moisture. Just change socks if your socks get wet during the day, and dry out the other ones. Good socks, good wool or wool blend socks will dry out, and you can wear them again another day.
And keep a change of dry clothing to change into at your campsite, so you don't get chilled from having. And then take that off and put it away and use it the next day.
Damp clothes conduct heat away from your body.
What do you think about women hiking alone?
It's unfortunately not the same for women as it is for men, and I completely understand that natural fear. I do believe that that 99.9% of the people you meet in the country are good. The backcountry are good people who do not mean you harm. At the same time, I know plenty of women who have been apprehensive about doing it. If it makes you apprehensive, find a partner. I've known women who've backpacked long distances by themselves and are comfortable with it and are skilled and know how to take care of themselves. And I really do believe that you are usually safe, but find a partner. There are women's hiking groups. There are hiking clubs that are men and women, and you can find good hiking partners if that makes you more comfortable.
Let's maybe share with viewers a couple other essential things to carry. I assume a water filter is one. I know that you don't want to be stuck back there with a problem.
If you're out for more than a day, you probably will have to treat some water. You can't carry enough water for days because it's a little over 2 pounds per liter. So there are numerous types of water filters out there, from traditional pump filters to gravity filters, where you just fill a bag, hang it from a branch, and it drains through the filter into a clean bag, which is great. It's really convenient. You can, use different types of drops that are chlorine-based.
I usually take a water filter, and then if that's going to silt up, I take iodine with
iodine
me as a backup,
chlorine-based,
chlorine.
Yeah.
A knife, obviously, is important. A headlamp. I think some people, including me, can get so fixated on our clothing and making sure we have enough layers that we forget some of these kind of little small but essential items, a first aid kit, extra batteries or whatever for your headlamp, toilet paper.
Which is handy. Headlamp is one of those things that always goes in my pack, even when I'm on a day hike, because it weighs 4 ounces. Many of them are rechargeable now, so you don't need to carry batteries. You charge it up before you leave home, but you just never know. I've been delayed a lot later than I expected to be at times, and it's hard to walk in the dark.
With a group, I know I always bring earplugs.
If I'm camping with a group, I do carry earplugs. I like sleeping.
Maybe something to help you sleep. How often should you carry bear spray?
It depends
most
where you're
often,
going.
or just mostly in glacier? And
Yeah, whenever I'm hiking in grizzly country, I carry bear spray, and others in my party, adults, carry bear spray too.
And I think another tip that you have in your book, which I liked, is if you're going with a group, talk about what each person is carrying so that you don't end up with 8 water filters.
Right. It's a very good point because this stuff's heavy, and you want your backpack to be as light as possible. It really makes a difference in your enjoyment of hiking when you're backpacking. So you don't need to have several water filters. You don't need to have multiple cook kits and stoves. There's a lot of stuff that you can share. But the other thing to communicate about is to make sure you do have the essential stuff. Somebody's got a first aid kit. Somebody's got lighters or matches. The water filter. You want to make sure you
also
do
want
have
to make
that
sure the
stuff for
opposite doesn't happen, where everybody thinks
somebody
Joe
else
has
brought
it.
it. Right. Right.
There's no lighter in the
Yeah.
end. And be familiar with leave no trace principles before you leave.
Yeah, very important. And readily available information online and at the parks that you're visiting usually. In fact, in any national park and many other state parks sometimes where they have people on duty, they will go over with you the rules of camping in the backcountry so that you're not leaving an imprint.
I assume one of the best things you can take with you is a positive attitude, because you are going to encounter things that are difficult at times.
It makes me think of a story that I love to share. When we backpacked with our kids in Glacier National Park, they were 9 and 7, and on our last day, it rained all day. We hiked for hours in a cold, kind of miserable rain, wearing rain jackets, we were well dressed, we stayed warm, we drank and stopped to snack and whatnot. But at one point, my 9-year-old son, he's a kid, talk about lessons that kids bring from the backcountry, and adults too. I asked him how he was doing. He said, on a day like this, I think about some of the worst experiences I've had, and I think, okay, this rain isn't that bad after all. And what a great lesson to draw from it. I think though, whether you're a kid or an adult, these experiences really translate to life. I've had times in, my work life where, you're just having a bad day and you can think, well, it's not as bad as that time lightning was flashing all around me on that mountain, really,
And it doesn't cost anything to pack.
No, it doesn't cost anything.
Or there's no weight to it. Well, great. Well, thanks for staying and sharing some extra tips for hiking and some gear tips with us. I really appreciate that. You've been listening to Michael Lanza. He's a Boise-based outdoor writer. He's got many, many articles to his name in magazines like Backpacker Magazine and Outside. Has also written several guidebooks and a book called Before They're Gone. He has a website called thebigoutside.com, which we'll link to on our website, the Dialogue website. To check that out, just go to idahoptv.org and click on Dialogue. For Dialogue, I'm Marcia Franklin. Thanks for tuning in.
Presentation of Dialogue on Idaho Public Television is made possible through the generous support of the Laura Moore Cunningham Foundation, committed to fulfilling the Moore family's legacy of building the great state of Idaho. Check out our website, become a friend on Facebook, or follow us on Twitter.